Hello everyone and welcome to Blog and Everything and welcome back to the channel. And well, unfortunately, it's on a sad note. Yeah, anyway, this is where Barcelona's run in the Copa del Rey ends here. A failed remontada. No surprises there, honestly. Barca's Twitter account was just gambling too much aura, just suddenly flooding social media with all these, let's come back, let's do the spirit of March, where the remontada kings type stuff. Is just like, nah, I think any one of us who was around, who was old enough to remember all of the good remontadas that we've had in the past, one thing we all knew is that we didn't talk much about it, okay? It was less talk, more doing. We just went out there and the team just put on a performance and they delivered. And to be fair to the team, they did do the first part of that. They did put on a performance. They did make everybody sit up and say, hey, are they actually going to pull this off? Because, they managed to get at least the 3 of the 4 goals that they needed to, kind of like force extra time or whatever. And, well, let's not pretend like that wasn't in some way a function of how Atleti decided to play this match, okay? Atleti were always bound to, just have this as the type of match where they sit deep and defend a 4-goal lead. Because quite honestly, I don't see how they can still be considered an Atleti team if they cannot defend a 4-goal lead. Having said all that, the stats are crazy in favor of Barca's, in favor of Barca. 21 shots to 7, their goalkeeper having to make 6 saves, 15 corner kicks for Barcelona, 0 for Atleti. And of course, Barca managed to get 2 of their goals from, the corner situations, which is pretty crazy when you consider that Barcelona score so many goals from set pieces now. Arsenal does the same, and well, let's just say they go about it a different way, yeah. But all of that aside, it's crazy for me that Atleti's goalkeeper conceded 3 goals, but still got to walk away with a match rating of 8.5. And I won't really say like he had a stunning goalkeeping performance. It was really just more like a standard one, because I felt like most of the saves that he made, they were made from, shots that were more or less just like right at him. But one thing that I did like from today is, once again, we got to see really the core of the squad, to see who exactly are the leaders in this team. And we saw big performances here. We saw Yamal step up. We saw Bernal step up. We saw Pedri step up. We saw Cubarsi as well. I thought just absolutely dominate whatever forward line Atleti had here. I think there was just one time when Sholoff got the better of him, which, could have resulted in a goal, to be fair to Sholoff. It was like, the type of situation that he can score from. That didn't happen though. And unfortunately for Barcelona, they had to play this match with Ferran Torres in front of goal. And you can just tell, just like, looking at the analysis of his performance, which aspect of his game let Barcelona down seriously. And look, if Barcelona are going to be going into these matches that we have going on, because, who knows how long Lewandowski is out for, right? And it's bad enough Lewandowski hasn't been in form, but it's crazy that Ferran has somehow managed to be worse. Because up until, I think, the Elche match, which was, I think, a big turning point at this point in Ferran Torres' journey of, being just absolutely terrible in front of goal this year. Up until that match against Elche, Ferran Torres was actually playing well for Barcelona. He was getting a goal every other game, like he might not score today, but the other game is going to score. But now it's just completely just all gone. Absolute disaster. He has been an absolute disaster. And also, speaking of potential disasters, we do have to address the fact that first, Jules Kounde went off with an injury, and then Alejandro Balde, who came on for Jules Kounde, had to also go off with an injury. So that's both of our starting fullbacks. And, you know, Joao Cancelo can play on both wings, even if you wanted him to. And also, you know, you don't want Joao Cancelo in those 2-9 matches. I think we've been through that already. But, yeah. Anyway, the only thing I can say for now is I'm at least very proud of the performance that we saw from the players. You know, there was really a lot of intensity in this one. And I mean, Yamal just, like, he had so many runs, so many dribbles. Like, you know, he kept on going and he kept on, you know, just attacking the opponents. You know, this Ruggieri guy, the guy who was trolling him from the first leg, was just absolutely killed in this one. He needed help almost every second, and Baena was helping him out for a bit, but even he couldn't, you know, live with Yamal. Yamal today was pretty crazy from the dribbles, and, you know, deservedly, I think he got the 2 assists. It's a shame he couldn't get on the score sheet. We know he likes to do the scoring thing, you know, this season. That's been his thing. He wants to score more. It's a shame he didn't get to score more. But I just have to say, all of that aside, you know, it was just crazy performance. Look at this. 19 dribbles attempted, 14 completed. Just, there's nothing more you can say. And it's this type of performance from him, the type of performance we saw from Pedri as well, and also Marc Bernal, who proved that, hey, if my forwards are not going to be clutch, then I am. Now, just imagine if we had a forward who at least had the sense of finishing that Marc Bernal has, you know. Anyhow, so much for that. Barcelona now, we do have to look forward to what's coming next. And in as far as the league, what comes next for FC Barcelona is an away trip to Athletic Club, which, hey, that coming right before, you know, an away trip to St. James's Park, and then hosting Sevilla. I just have to say, thank you, Real Madrid, for dropping those points. Yesterday, you know, last night against Getafe, they somehow, you know, conspired to lose that match, which gives Barcelona a 4-point advantage. So I'm thinking that if you're Barcelona and you're looking at this run of fixtures, you know, Athletic Bilbao, Newcastle, Sevilla, Newcastle, Rayo, these are not easy games, tricky matches. So, you know, maybe you can afford to rest a player or two somewhere along the line. You know, just give some of these guys a rest. Looking at the way that people are going down with injuries now, we really need to just keep everybody fit for that Newcastle match. So, honestly, I'm looking at that Athletic Club match and I'm thinking, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just rest the players then, you know. Anyway, that's now a Hansi Flick issue to worry about. But the other thing, which I think is now going to be very interesting after the way that this match went tonight, is going to be Barcelona's first match of April, which is away to Atletico de Madrid. That match is going to be very interesting, especially looking at how today played out. And some of the new ideas Flick will be able to take with him to the Metropolitano. Because honestly, that's now Barcelona's next must-win match. And if we're speaking honestly, it's now looking like La Liga is the trophy for which Barca really has to lock in the most. So we'll see how all of that goes. But you let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Aside from that, I thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day and Forza Barca.